Bernie Mac checks must have dried up, or like from a job 20 years ago when I was a 12-year-old. Yeah, like duh.
Because we think the residuals are still coming through though.
I mean, they do, but
it's not.
We weren't. I wasn't. Listen, if I was on Friends making $1 million an episode, yes, those residual checks would still be very nice. But as time goes on, they get smaller and smaller every year. You're not making the same amount that you were when the show was current per episode.
Right.
So, as someone who was just a kid.
Before we continue, for those that don't know, this is Nessa. If you watched the Bernie Mac show, if you were a fan of Bernie Mac show, this is Nessa, who was cast at, 12 years old, she said, as Vanessa. And I believe that show aired in 2001. So over 20 years ago, y'all. About 23 years ago, right? And her real name is Camille Winbush. And she's basically explaining how her checks from the Bernie Mac show, the well is running dry. And she's explaining why she has now turned to OnlyFans in order to support herself and take care of her lifestyle. Y'all, I want to see, hold on, before we continue, I want to know, how long was this show? I pulled it up. I just want to see how long this show was on air. Okay, so it says her big break came in 2001, right? When she was cast as Vanessa Tompkins on the Bernie Mac show, a role she would play until the series ended in 2006. During her run on the show, Winbush earned numerous award nominations for her role, winning 3 NAACP Image Awards for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series and a Young Artist Award for Best Performance in a TV Series. Now, you would think with those accolades in mind, right, being a young star at the age of 12 and getting a break and playing that role, and playing the role very well, mind you, for 5 years, from 2001 to 2006, you would think that she would have something to show for it, right? You would think that would have just been the kickoff for her career. Well, what happened? That is the question. That's the question we're here to answer. What happened? Before we get to what I think about this, let's finish hearing what she got to say.
Don't get me wrong, still making good money, but 20 years later, those checks are not sustainable for a living. With the industry being as fickle as it is, you can't count on any job to last or even to book a job. So over the years, I have done regular 9-to-5s.
Oh, wow.
I owned an ice cream shop for 3 years when I was a teenager.
Wow.
And I funded that with my own money. I taught gymnastics to kids where I was making like $11-12 an hour. So I've done that.
Wow.
But if I can find a way to make enough to buy a home from the comfort and safety of my own living room, why wouldn't I do that? Oh, those Bernie Mac checks must have...
All right, y'all. Here's the thing that I don't understand. Because what she did was she kind of told on herself. She said the industry is fickle. That's what she called it. Her words, not mine. She said the industry is fickle. Ma'am, if you know the industry is fickle, right? If you know the industry that you were working in, that you came up in, that you were given a jump head start to life in, right? If you know that industry is fickle, then why in the world would you not, knowing everything you know, why would you not set yourself up for success in the future, in the long term? Why would you not make strides to put yourself in a better position? I don't understand here, okay? That show ended back in 2006, y'all. What have you been doing this entire time from that point up until now? I heard her say she had a business. You had an ice cream shop, okay? Must have not been very lucrative. So the ice cream shop failed, okay? Then she said she taught gymnastics. Got it. What? Here's my question. This is why financial literacy is so important, especially for us. As a kid, making good money, y'all heard her say it from the horse's mouth. Y'all heard her say she was making good money as a kid. For 5 years, you was making good money. Well, where the hell were all those good money checks going when you were making them at the age of 12 to the age of 17? Who was in charge of her bankroll? Was it her parents? Was it an agent? This is why it's important. When you get the money, when everything is good, when the cash flow is good, them checks coming in look good, that you set yourself up for success in the future. Why don't she have nothing to set aside for herself to enjoy today? Why is she doing OnlyFans? To support her lifestyle. Why is OnlyFans the only thing that she feels like she can do to make money? There's other shit out there that she can do. She don't want to do the 9 to 5. Y'all heard her. She did it before. She didn't like it. Wasn't enough money for her, she said. You could have chose a different 9 to 5. You could have chose so many different paths. But you chose to produce content and show your cheeks online. If y'all didn't know, this girl has been all over the place. All right. If y'all didn't know, much like Judy Winslow from Family Matters. So y'all remember that show, Family Matters? Y'all remember Judy, right? Hold on. Let me bring up Judy. Hold on. Let me bring up Judy Winslow for those that don't remember. Judy Winslow. Where's she at? Judy Winslow was most notable for going upstairs and never coming back. If you watched the show, if you were a fan of the show, Judy Winslow was most known for going upstairs to her room and never being seen on the show again. Here it is, Judy Winslow, Jamie Foxworth. That's her. Jesus Christ. Wow. How old is she now? Well, she was born in 1979, so she's 44 right now. My Lord. She's 44 years old. Y'all know Judy Winslow went upstairs, was never seen again until she was doing corn in the industry. I saw the tapes myself. Don't ask how. Again, was there nothing? And Judy Winslow actually was on drugs, I believe, at some point too, as well. But my question here is, what is happening in Hollywood, and Hollyweird is what they would call it, to where we get all these excuses of why you couldn't find or make a better career path for yourself. There are so many other actresses that came out of Hollywood and did very well and are still doing very well for themselves. Why is it that we got to sit up here and listen to these sob stories of you talking about the glory days and how you ain't got nothing left and how your residual checks are coming in, they ain't amounting up to nothing? Well, ma'am, if you saw that every year that these checks were going down, she said this. She said every single year the checks was getting smaller. So at what point did it become obvious to you that you need to come up with a game plan to do something about these checks getting smaller every single year? Because eventually this money was going to run out. Eventually the well was going to run dry. No plan. I don't know who to blame, whether it's her parents. I don't know if her parents were in her life or not. I don't know. I don't know her history like that. What I do know is that whoever was guarding her, was guarding over her, whoever was the lead and the person that was supposed to be the guardian, the guardianship over and steward over her life and finances failed her miserably. Failed her completely and miserably. Because now she has to do OnlyFans and spread them cheeks online in order to get checks. And she says she's trying to do this to buy a house. There is no way in hell that she was a star on a show for 5 years and you don't have any money set to the side to go and buy a house with. Listen, one thing in the acting industry that we all know, there ain't no 401k in there. But on the flip side of that, your checks is bigger, your notoriety is bigger, your fame is bigger. You're supposed to learn how to leverage those things. But if you don't have nobody on your team that's going to really show you how to do that, then this is what you end up with. You leverage nothing. You didn't have nobody to teach you, to show you the way. And you weren't smart enough to seek out the knowledge for yourself. So now you're here doing OnlyFans. But why? So many other things you can do. She can go get a job at Walmart. You obviously ain't too good for it. You got to show your cheeks on OnlyFans? This is the only way? OnlyFans has become the quick scapegoat for all women who do not want to work or do not want to put forth any real effort or energy into real business ventures or real life ventures. They don't want to work a 9 to 5. They think they above that. So they just go do OnlyFans and call themselves an entrepreneur and a creator. Yeah, that's what they're doing. That's what they do. This is insane to me. And there are other look at Everybody Hates Chris. He's had other roles since then. He's had other roles since then. And Everybody Hates Chris, I don't think was as popular as the Bernie Mac show. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I don't think that it was. Still, he's doing fine. See, men don't have that option. Men don't have the option to just go to OnlyFans, run the OnlyFans, turn on their page, and start raking in thousands upon thousands to millions of dollars every year. Men don't have that. But y'all swear. Y'all swear. Let me not say that. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. I'll see y'all in the next video. Nessa!